Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a cat cafe in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the cafe, but I have designed a delightful interior for you as well. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you find me, leave a comment down below letting me know if, where and when you think you saw me. The first person to get it right gets their comment pinned. Happy hunting! To make the build, we require a 19 block wide by 15 block long space as represented by this handy grid on the screen. To find the starting position, we begin at the front left hand corner of the build, count backwards, find the 7th block, and then just to the right of that is where we will start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 11 smooth quartz block in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Extend forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. To the right by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then extend backwards by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can then extend all the way across the back of the build just like this. And we want to line up and join up with the front of the build to give us this shape. Next, we are going to cut the build in half by extending this smooth quartz block all the way to the back of the build, just like this. We will then fill the right side of the build in using cherry planks. However, when it comes to the left side, we want to first remove all of the grass inside of this space, and then replace all of the grass with cherry planks. Next, we are going to come back to where we first started, which is here, and raise the smooth quartz up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a magenta terracotta on top, and extend this all the way over to the right. We want to join down in this position using smooth quartz, and then extend the magenta terracotta forwards again, joining down to the corner of the build using smooth quartz. We want to do the same extending over to the right side of the build where we will join down using smooth quartz, and we also want to repeat this extending all the way to the very back of the build and across the back as well, where we want to join down here where the floor connects from the front to the back, and then lastly extend across and join down to this corner as well, and we can extend the magenta terracotta just like this. So we can now extend our magenta terracotta here front to back to divide the build up just as we have in the floor. We can then fill the left side of the area in here using magenta terracotta. This is as high as this particular part of the build will get. Next, we can focus on this right side, where we want to start off by placing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block extending up from this corner. We can then extend over to the right and down using the smooth quartz, but then we want to extend backwards by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can extend down like this, and then we can extend across, join back to the front, and also down as well. In addition to this, we can connect this magenta terracotta across and fill this back portion of the roof in using magenta terracotta. We will then add a layer of magenta terracotta on top of this square that we have created. In addition to this, we will place smooth quartz stairs along the edge of our square. And we will also place a smooth quartz slab on top of the stairs as well. Then we will fill the top of this roof section in using magenta terracotta. And that will give us this. So we have a bit more to do in that we will place a layer of smooth quartz block on top of the magenta terracotta here, connecting each one of these 4 corners together like so. Then we want to place glass in amongst all of this empty space. We will place a glass, gap, 2 glass, gap, glass, just like this. And we want to do this on every side. So glass, gap, 2 glass, gap, glass for each one of these 4 sides. And we want to fill in between these in using smooth quartz. And then we will fill the remaining space in using glass pane. To give us this. Next, we can turn our attention slightly below and place a double iron door here, below the large window that we have on the 2nd story. We can then place glass block above the door, and smooth quartz block left and right of the door, and a smooth quartz block here at the bottom on both sides, with a glass pane to fill in the empty space. Then as we shift around to this side of the build, we want to add a row of smooth quartz block along the base here, join up like so to create the same shape that we have above, just down below. And then we will place smooth quartz blocks in these positions. So we can then just fill the windows in using glass pane. As you can see, it simply just matches above. And we can then fill pretty much the entire rest of the cafe walls in using smooth quartz. We're even going to fill the interior wall in here as well, just because it will make it a little bit easier. But we do have some options to add some more windows as we go along, but you may or may not want to add them. We will make that decision as we actually make the interior. Now that we have sealed those walls up, we will place 2 rows of magenta terracotta directly in the center of this long wall right here. We will then shift our attention to the right, where we will place 2 smooth quartz blocks here in front of the door, followed by smooth quartz stair. We will then fill the left and right side in using smooth quartz. Cherry fence around the edge of this area with a lantern here and here. We then want to place an additional 1-2 fence here and 1-2 fence here. And then we are going to place a pale oak stair here, cherry stair here, and we are going to alternate stairs extending across to this side of the build here. So we just want to alternate between the pale and the cherry. And then above this, we are going to fill this space in with a mix of both cherry and pale oak slabs, just like so. Whilst we're in this general area, we are also just going to remove all of the grid here, and we will place smooth stone in front of the entrance with grass block on either side. And then ferns either side of our little path. We also want to get in and out of the cafe, so I'm just using pressure plates to achieve this. So it might actually be a nicer idea to have cherry here. It looks better from the inside to have cherry underneath the doors, and it's imperceptible from the outside, so that's a little bit cleaner. So cherry pressure plates inside, iron ones on the outside so we can get in and out. And we also have to make the actual sign itself, which is just right here. So throw down loom, open it up, white banner in there with black dye. We're just writing out the words Cat Cafe in just big black letters. So first letter is C. So Pale Dexter, Chief, Base. That is the letter C. Next is A. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, Fess. Next is T. This is Chief, and then Pale. Next would be C again, but we have it. And then it would be A again, but we have it. So instead, F, which is Pale Dexter, Chief, and Fess. And then lastly, E, which is Pale Dexter, Chief, Fess, and Base. And with this collection of letters right here, we can place C, A, T, space, C, A, F, E. So, simply, Cat Cafe. Next, we are going to make my favourite part, the cat. To begin, we will place a smooth quartz slab here in this position, with a black concrete on top of it. We will extend each one of these blocks to the left. We will then place 1, 2 black concretes here, extending up and on top of the roof. We will then extend this black concrete up by 1, white concrete, black concrete. Next to the white concrete, we will place a lime, black, light blue, white. And then we will place black concrete on top of this, and we will drop it all the way down. We will then place a pink concrete here, and we will place black concrete either side, and drop it down by 1 row. Then, on this side, we will place a black concrete, 2 here drooping down on top of the building with smooth quartz slabs underneath. So, as you can see, cat head and paws just kind of like drooped over the building. We can then extend the outer part of the head backwards by 3 rows, so 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to seal it up at the back. And we're going to add the ears by placing 2 black concrete here and here, so just on the sides of the head like so. From here, we can make the rest of the cat body by extending this black concrete across to the side, and then backwards by 1, 2, 3, just like so. And we will extend all the way across here, and we will join back to the head. We'll extend up by 2, and then we will just extend across. So the cat is in a very awkward position right now, but I mean, you guys have seen cats before. They tend to do that, so he's kind of curled up, just like so. Now, just to complete this, we have to extend these 2 bottom rows of black concrete, just 1 row off of the side of the building. And now we can make the tail. So the tail is just going to be black concrete, kind of just curving down the building, just like so. And that is perfect. Or should I say, perfect. I'll see myself out. Or in, actually, as we have now completed the entire outside of the build, which means it is now time to work on the interior. First of all, we will make the kitchen area, starting with a fridge. This is a 2 by 3 rectangle hidden away in the back corner of the room, with an iron bar here, smooth quartz block here, furnace here, 2 smooth quartz block extending to the left. We will then place a smooth quartz stair here, smooth quartz block either side, cherry signs in front of all of these, and then a detector rail here. We will place a brewing stand here, a glow item frame here. We then have to make a banner by throwing down loom, open it up, pink banner in there with white dye, and apply the pally pattern. We also have the choice, by the way, on whether or not you would like to add a sink. So if you do, cauldron here, lever here, and just off to the left we will have a flower pot. And then we want to place the pink banners here along the base here. The only place that we don't want to place one of the banners is in front of the oven. It's a fire hazard. And then we'll leave a gap of 1 and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz block like this in this position. Item frame here. Then polished blackstone stair here. We will then place a flower pot here, cake here, and then a lantern here. We will then place barriers 1, 2, 3 like this with item frames in front, and we will have different fish in the item frames, just like this. And in front of the counter space, alternating white and pink carpet, just like so. Next, we are going to make a series of cat tunnels along the wall here. So the tunnels start here, and we just place oak trapdoors underneath the row of magenta terracotta that we have. Then, so this is kind of tricky to do, but we have to... How do we do this easiest? So basically what we have to do is I think we can actually... Oh, we can actually just stand on it. So the goal is to place... No, we can't. Yes, we can. So the goal is to place oak trapdoors like this, so that when they flip up, they flip outwards, like so. And then we are able to place another layer of oak trapdoors on top, and as you can see, we now have a tunnel. And I want the cats to be able to get up into the tunnel, so we can add some ladders. And we can add like scaffolding here, and we can add pink carpet to the scaffolding, so these are just like cat towers and just means of transportation for the cats to get up and about. In this corner here, we want to have a chair, so this is a smooth quartz stairs. We have to dig down into the ground, redstone torch it, and then cherry plank here, iron trapdoor here, end rods here with a pink carpet on top. And then in this corner, we want to place an oak fence with either a pink carpet or oak pressure plate on top. In front of this, oak fence, extend up, oak slab on top, which we will add a sign to. Then we will add a slab here, fence behind here, slab on top, which we can add an oak sign to, and there we go. I mean, you could even add an oak sign here as well. So again, just kind of like a means of the cats like getting up here. And if you wanted to, you could actually like add a ladder here. That might be fun, as a matter of fact. Like you could add just like a ladder here, and then that way you can actually like get up, and I guess you can just cosplay as a cat if you like. I think that's pretty fun. But now this portion of the room pretty much complete, unless we just add a few random things on the floor, but we might do that a bit later. But more importantly, we have to break in to the next part of the cafe. So to do that, we will actually just remove these blocks here, upside down stair here and here, with a smooth quartz slab here, so we kind of like create an archway, or maybe we'll leave it like this might look a little bit better. And I think it would actually look nicer if we were to use cherry stairs as opposed to the smooth quartz stairs that I was about to place. And there we go, so this is part 1 of the cafe, and then we can just head in here. First of all, in this room, we are going to add a similar series of tunnels by placing oak trapdoors in this position, so almost around the entire wall section here, just underneath the top. And I do think it might actually be easier if we break out of the roof like this and just place the trapdoors like it's even kind of tricky. Can we? There we go. So I think it will just be easier if we place the trapdoors. Once again, we have to place them on top like this, so that they flip outwards. And There we go. I think it is just easier from this elevated position. Now, I do just have to figure out how I'm going to... So I have to replace all of this. And I also have to not trap myself at the same time. So, there we go. So we want a nice little network just like this. And we just have to add an additional one here just to cap it off. And that is fantastic. It would actually be cool if they did actually connect together. But and they could, although it would just limit this headspace. But we could remove this and they could actually join together. Maybe that's something that we could do. We'll experiment with that later on. I literally didn't think about it until now. Anyway, in this corner, we'll remove this trapdoor and we'll have a set of ladders leading down to the ground. So we're going to stick a smooth quartz stair here just because we're in this area, but we want to turn our attention to this corner where we will place 2 scaffolding, 1 here, and then a rail leading up onto this scaffolding, but we'll remove this and we will add a pink carpet here, birch fence here, birch slab here. We need a pressure plate on top of this fence, just like so. Then we are going to place along... Oh, we also need a ladder here. And then along this wall, we will leave a gap of 1 and place 1, 2, 3 bookshelves. And then scaffolding here, remove this, ladder here, item frames here, books here. And then we will... You can either leave the book shelves like this, or you can clad them with spruce trapdoors. I kind of like the contrast between the different shades of wood, so that's my personal preference. And then all the way here, we are also going to break into the cat tunnel, and we'll have a set of ladders extending down to the ground. Next, we can place a smooth quartz stair here in this corner, end rod in front, pink carpet on top. And we're going to place a redstone torch here, plank on top, iron trapdoor next to it. We also have to give this stair here the same treatment, so end rod, pink carpet, dig down to, redstone torch, plank, and then iron trapdoor, just like so. And then, along here, we need a table in the middle of this wall. And I think this is the middle, hopefully this is right. So an end rod here. And then smooth quartz stair either side. This actually coincides with the bookshelves, so if you line up the table and shares bookshelves, it's completely fine. So pink carpet on top, and then we just have to dig down to next to the stairs, place the torches, seal that up, iron trap doors next to it, just like so. Dig in this wall, 1, 2, just like this, leave a gap, dig a 2x2, leave a gap, 2x2, just like this, and that's perfect. In the middle of this floor, we want to create a 3x3 rug using pink concrete powder, just like this. Then we will place an item frame here with a tropical fish in it. And I was saying earlier how like this room was just missing like, I don't know, like an item frame with something in there, so we can add like a fish here, and we don't want to clutter too much, but like a fish here would just be fine. And if you want to add any other little things, you certainly can. And speaking of little things to add, we want to add a cat bed in the form of a pale oak slab and cherry signs all the way around, just like so. So that's just a nice little cat bed. And then here we are going to add a bunch of different kinds of heads to kind of just look like toys that the cats can play with. And we're going to occupy the top of these empty spaces with paintings. And this room actually is set out so that we can have a bunch of windows if you did so choose. So like here we can have a 1x2, here another 1x1, or 1x2 rather. So just like a single window to make it simple. Single window here, 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 all spaced evenly apart. Here, we can have a 2x2, gap, 1, then gap, 2x2, just like this. And then we would just fill these in with glass. So I do think that it's a little bit nicer with the windows. Otherwise, we're going to have to like fill the walls in with like paintings and stuff. And I just think it's nicer for it to be a little bit brighter in here. And I don't think this room really needs anything else, and I'm not sure the cafe really needs anything else. I think it's nicely decorated, and like I said, if you were intent on it, you could connect these two sets of tunnels just like this, although the difficulty would come in how to connect these together. You would probably have to, and then actually, so here's the thing, we then wouldn't be able to get here, but I think that there's a way where you could feasibly connect like these two sets of tunnels together, but I think that it's kind of nice them being separated. So anyway, with that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our cat cafe into our city. I have two choices in my mind on where to put this build. Either along the seafront, getting rid of the way oversized Mickey Mouse clubhouse and putting this in its place and adding some other stuff around it, or placing it in the downtown area next to the bus station. I think that I might prefer it in the downtown area. This area is quite clearly a mess at the moment, but it will be getting revamped in the relatively near future. I would like this build downtown, I think. So here it will stay, next to the Daily Planet and bus station, until that time comes. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.